guys, welcome back to HRG
Offroad.
My name is Ben, and today we're installing a set of Diode Dynamic Stage Series Rally Qualified LED Lighting Fog Light Kit made in USA on this, a 2023 Subaru Outback Wilderness. These things are awesome, but I can't wait to see how these look. This is gonna be an OEM replacement part. It should just bolt right in. But what I've noticed is that the instructions that come with this don't give you any details on how to remove the bumper. And I later learned that that's actually a universal part that fits many, many cars. So the instructions that come with it don't show you how to get the bumper off. That's what we're gonna show you today. Although it does have something in here that I honestly don't like from back in my car audio days. And those of you who know will know, these are terrible. But this is how you're supposed to connect it to the factory wiring. I don't know if I wanna use these or if I wanna make a better connection than that. We'll see. Might be all right, but I really don't like these because they tend to crack and break eventually. First thing you gotta do is take all these bolts out right here. And he did say that this bumper's been off recently. So it should be, I don't know if that helps, probably not. But take these off, grab the sides, and I think there's screws along the bottom, but it should be pretty straightforward. All right, once you've got these bottom ones and the top ones loose, you actually don't have to remove this or this. Just this one is connecting the bumper to the fender liner. So just pop that in like that, and then this comes out like that. A lot of cars have screws back in here that you gotta pull this back to access. This one doesn't seem to have any. So instinctively, I just wanna pull, and look at that. It's just clips. There's no screws. All right, let's go ahead and get the other side. Okay, the next thing we're gonna do is unhook the wiring that goes to the bumper. I just pulled up right there to release the clip. And then there's another clip that holds it right here, which I think we can just shimmy out of that little gap right there, and that'll get it loose. Okay, and then I think there's a couple more wiring harnesses we'll have to address once we get further into it. Let's pull this down and see if we can find the other harnesses. This one goes to the fog lights. This one is gonna be important later. So leave that. What you don't want is for this to fall. I'm hoping it doesn't fall while we're filming because that would look really dumb. But basically, well, the other side came off. Why isn't this one coming off? It just landed on the plastic on the bottom. It just all came loose at once, which is not what I wanted to happen. But you know what? Sometimes that's just how it goes. We're gonna flip this up so we can access the lights. Just like that. It's gonna be removing this. I think this is where we tie in, right here. And this should just come right out. The new one comes with brackets that fit this. See, it comes with these little brackets here. This is gonna go here. So now we're gonna connect, we're gonna just put these in. Okay, these are gonna drop in like this. There you go, one on each side. And then you've got your bolts, and those are gonna connect it together here. 4mm Allen key. Just gonna tighten these up. Not all the way, because I think we're gonna need to adjust these before we're finished. And we will show you how to do that at the end of the video. Now that those are on and more or less where they need to be. Okay, so the bottom, it has the plug. Okay, so this has got to go towards the top of the bumper. I think these are a focused beam, so it is important that you put them in properly. How's that gonna work, I wonder? Yeah, there you go. Put that in first, and then slide these tabs. That's actually a pretty decent fit, look at that. Let's go ahead and put these clips back in, and then the bolt. Now here's where our harness hooks up. All right, you got an adapter plug here. This is gonna go to that. And then this is gonna go here. So the kit included two sets of harnesses, one with a 2-pin and then one with a 4-pin. Now this harness goes to the backlit SS3 pods, which means there's like a backlighting feature that they have. This one doesn't have that feature, so you basically just have a 2-pin connector. So we won't actually be using this harness at all. We got what we need right here. It is a plug and play, super easy, barely an inconvenience. We'll go ahead and put the other one in and put the bumper back on. Should hang by these little pins right here. If we can get those to hook up at the top, hopefully the rest will be a little bit easier. Let me get one under here. So you basically just want to make sure that you don't scratch this. So, you know, just be super careful. So now we've got it hooked up here that'll support the weight. I'm actually going to throw a couple of screws in just so that it can't fall off. Just temporarily thread those in. All right, now before we wrap everything up here, you have to remember to hook your harness back up underneath here, just like this. All right, so we're gonna do that on both sides, and we're not quite ready to button this up just yet, so we gotta leave the bumper loose for just a minute. All right, before we finalize this install, we need to make sure the lights actually work. I do have the bumper more or less mocked up in place, just so it doesn't fall off, but I wanna just show you guys, these have a harness. This harness right here that comes out of the lights is not polarized. In other words, you can plug it in backwards, which I don't think hurts anything, obviously, because it wouldn't be made this way if it did. But the point is, you have to polarize these. So if it doesn't work, you have to flip the harness over and plug it back in, which we're gonna check and make sure they come on. If one of them doesn't come on, we'll know it's reversed. All right, I think we had a 50-50 shot there of getting them both right. Or maybe it's a 10% chance, I'm not sure. But we got them both first try. So basically, you're just gonna pop it all back in place. Everything should be back where it was. I think we're on. Now all we gotta do is put all the connectors back in. Plug that back in. So on these, when you put them back in, just pop them up like that. Put them in where they go, and then just press them down flat. All right, now that we're done putting everything back together, it's time to test the lights. The idea is so that it doesn't aim high up and blind people. It did say that there might be a gap at the bottom. If you adjust them down, it's gonna have a little bit of a gap, but we should be able to just push these with our hand and just adjust them. We'll just pivot them a little bit down. Like that. I think that looks pretty good. I like that there's a lot of light off to the sides here. What the customer said is that they wanted the yellow ones if they go in the snow. So in whiteout conditions, the yellow actually helps you see. And it also is beneficial if you're in the desert with a lot of dust. The yellow is a lot better. So I think we're good to go here. I really like how those look. They're way brighter. I should have done it before and after with the stock ones, but that's okay. That job ended up being a whole lot easier than I expected it to be. Without any instructions on how to take this bumper off, I was a little bit scared, but it turns out it was super easy, barely an inconvenience. So if you're a shop wondering how much to charge for this install, I would figure an hour of shop time. So that pretty much wraps it up. I appreciate you guys watching to the end. I'll see you in the next video.